But I'm wondering if you can just stay with us just a couple minutes. When we come back on the break, we'll wrap up. And then we just want to talk about, I just got to give a shout out, first of all, to Rachel, who, the people behind the scenes that make these things click. She was like, your staff is super. So I just want to say that. But on the air, I want to beg and plead with Rachel and the staff behind you to please work something out so we can have you come back and talk to us, because this is not an East Coast, West Coast, Southern thing. Like, this is a conversation we need to have globally. Yeah. And I think you're one of those people that can help us have the conversation. So everybody, you're in the Collective Conversation on the green side of things with Sadeek Cassiopeia. We're talking to Eric L. Adams. He's the current Brooklyn Borough President in New York. Join us on the other side of this break.
You are tuned in to Minding Our Black-Owned Business. We have now one team.
You and Michael talked about some key stuff. Basically, the project needed insurance. I'm now in the space of commercial real estate and trying to understand what that looks like. And so I have a wonderful, normal insurance person that, I'm doing events and stuff that covers it. Yep. But what happened is when you have commercial real estate, there's different insurance you need. And when you're getting a loan, my bank wanted 133% of the actual loan project covered, right? And this number was high in the six figures. We got the quotes from bigger companies like the State Farms and the Countryside and all of them. That's who they were with. Mm-hmm. I was getting back prices like between $11,000 and $15,000 for like a 6-month policy, for a construction policy. And we got to eat this ridiculous amount of money. And mind you, it's COVID. My company, there's no money coming in. Everything was stopped. I'm like, we got to do it. We got to get this insurance. Michael did that post. And with me, I'm always trying to support not just Black, but my own. If I know you, it's a trust thing, right? Yep. So I immediately, as soon as I sent that post, I text Mike. I'm like, dude, can you do this? And it was like a Saturday night. He hit Junior. Really? I'm like, oh, get that contract right now, Junior. We good. And I mean, literally, I didn't know that because we're so used to hearing brands doing insurance. What I've learned during COVID is to stop and really read. I love the pictures and everything, but when you start to read the context, like people be like, when Michael or people are putting stuff and they're saying, are you really reading? Right. Or are you just going along with everybody saying congratulations and filtering the first thing that pops up that Facebook wants you to say? And Michael has coached me in so many things that literally saved me money. And I wanted people to know, especially when you're getting into commercial mixed use, if it's property, you need someone with insurance. My insurance person told us, she said, it's best to go through someone like Michael, but people don't know those companies exist because what happens is they would actually solicit Michael for pricing. Then Michael would give them a price, then Country Time put their pricing on it, and then the agent has to put their prices on it, and that's why you get triple the cost. Right. Everybody's hand is in it because they're reaching out to brokers.
WIFTBPM.
Welcome back. You're in the Collective Conversation on the green side of things.
Yo.
With Sadeek.
And Cassiopeia.
And we had some technical difficulties. We want to thank you all that stayed in the room with us. And we are talking to a dynamic brother. Man, I feel like I got close to you in this conversation. I almost want to be like it's my uncle. But we are talking with the...
Not the drunk uncle, though.
No, not the drunk uncle. We are talking with my plant-based uncle, the current borough president, Brooklyn Borough president from New York, Mr. Eric L. Adams.
A
Mr.
city
President.
within a city.
And, I mean, this brother is dropping... When you're talking about dropping some jewels and... and the thing that I really appreciate, and I'm having a moment in here because I was expecting something, but I don't know if I was expecting this, because it's a difference between a well-prepared video and a brother sharing his life experience, how he feels, and integrating it all to who he is and sharing it with you live. And I'm appreciating the time. So
yeah, absolutely.
And,
So
and I think that's powerful what you say, brother. Because I've dropped the ball a lot in my life. If I had some good days, I had some bad days. I've had some days when I wish I would have gotten out of bed, and some days I'm sorry I got out. And it's the totality of that life. If one were to look at it and just try to dissect it, they may try to attempt to say who I am and who I am not. People can't define who I am, because I don't know who the hell I am. I'm still evolving, and who I was at 15, I wasn't at 25, I wasn't at 35, and I'm sure I'm not going to be at 85. But I know
You skipped past a lot of numbers there, but it's okay.
Cassie wants to know how old you are.
I am 60 right now, sister.
Come on.
And and
You
let me
look
tell you
him. I would have never.
let me tell you something deep also for my brothers, and just keeping it real, who don't want to do plant-based. I'll never forget the first time I went on a plant-based journey. I was at an event where there was a gentleman there who was about 85, and he was talking about his very healthy sex life. And I was like, damn, I want to have sex at 85. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it real. Keep it real, President.
The doctor explained to me that...
And you my new president.
He explained that when you clog the arteries in your heart, for a man, it clogs his smallest artery first, and the smallest artery in your body is in your sexual organ. So erectile dysfunction is really the sign of early detection of really clogging the arteries in your body. And when you eat healthy and clean your arteries, you're also cleaning the arteries all over your bodies. So those of you out there, brothers, who are going through ED, you need to, instead of taking the blue pill, you need to start eating some green broccoli and, get your body clean. That's when you start to lose all of that toxic and you start to have a healthier body. So eating healthy and plant-based is not a white thing, it's the right thing. And you're clearing your mind, your body, and everything else that's inside in your body. I just wanted to drop that.
But now that you've opened that door, Mr. President.
My president.
What should this 85-year-old woman do? That's
The
married
same
to
thing.
this 85? Because listen,
Eat some broccoli
don't
with me.
nobody got time.
Eat some broccoli
for
with me.
85 excited. Listen.
That's what's up. We're gonna have that conversation
That's what
too.
I mean. It's what's up, but she gotta make sure she eating that broccoli too, because she gonna be like, you can put that thing somewhere. So President Adams, let me ask you this, because I know we're about 4.5 minutes over the time you agreed to. You good for another 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, because we don't ever want to assume or do any of that. So because I'm enjoying the conversation in particular now, because the seriousness of it is, if you are taking the blue pill, what you're really doing is escaping the fact that the heart attack is next.
That's right.
Right.
That's right, brother. Well said. Medicine, and this is what's so powerful. I'll never forget my son when I told him that I was able to reverse my diabetes and other issues by eating healthy. He says, Dad, I saw you drive from service station to service station to put the best gas and oil in your BMW. You can put the best food in your body. We will spend money on our red bottom shoes, our Brook Brothers suits. We'll make sure we have the finest homes, yet we'll turn our health over to someone else and just take their advice.
Yeah.
And that is that is what we need to refocus our attention. That's what 2021 is. At the age of 21 is the ascension into manhood and womanhood. We need to now ascend into how do we take care of ourselves in a mature way. And this is a very significant year for people of color across this entire country.
Yeah.
Because what you are facing in Chicago, South Side, I'm facing in Brownsville, folks in LA are facing in Watts. We're facing in Atlanta. We're facing in Detroit. So there is a national destruction of people of color. And at the heart of that is black and brown boys that are broken, turning into broken black and brown men. And if we're going to turn this around, we have to start really doing some serious conversations and healing to put us on the path that we're supposed to be on.
I love that. You kind of turned 2021 into the year of growing up. Time to grow your ass up.
It really is, though.
As a within this time, in this millennium, we can't be childlike anymore. Everybody has to grow up. I love it. You drop gems and isms like my ancestor Baba Ronald Kwesi Harris, who was a powerhouse here,
Super powerhouse
in Chicago. And so you just give me a whole lot of life. Thank you.
So we've got a couple minutes before we wrap up, and again, we'll be reaching out to you, and we know you've got a lot going on, running for mayor. You've got plant-based programs that are going on. We didn't get a chance to get to that yet. And I just have, first of all, I want to say, as we wrap up, what an extreme pleasure it was to have you with us today, especially for me, because my whole life, including my company and businesses, are all centered around plant-based living and being healthier and controlling what we do from the plant to the plate. And at the Plant-Based African, which is the company, and then the show we have on the green side of things on What's in It for the Black People Media, we're doing a January jump off, right? We're doing plant-based for 30 days, and we're doing part of it virtually, and we'll talk about it, but would love to have you talk to the young Black African-American men and women, people of color who will be joining us in January, but we'll talk about that later. And we got to send you a Plant-Based African T-shirt or hoodie. You want the T-shirt or the hoodie?
Give me the hoodie.
Okay, we're gonna send you what?
Yes.
Now, what, you want the large, extra large, or the medium?
Just give me the large hoodie. I love that.
Okay, because
You just want it to be oversized because last time I checked, you got a whole 12-pack, right?
Right. He can't do that though. The man is running.
He don't
want to
show off too much.
Can't do all of that. So we're gonna send you the, what did he say? Large.
He said
He said large. He really want a medium, but we're gonna send you the large. We're gonna send. He want the schmeat. We're gonna send you the large plant-based African hoodie. We appreciate you for your time, and we're gonna need you back, but it's okay. I'm gonna have to beg Rachel. Be like, Rachel, we gotta have, because you got a great staff that works with you, and not necessarily. I'm big on people working with you, so I just wanted to shout them out again. But I got one last question.
Yes, sir.
How's mom?
Mom is doing well, and it's amazing when I think about this journey. Mom has 6 children. She loves them all, but she adores me. And, let me tell you something. And those early years, I put her through so much. I remember the day we were arrested, and she came to the precinct. And the cops looked at her and they laughed at her. She had a cane in one hand and a Bible in another. And they looked at her knees and those scars. They didn't realize when you're raising 4 boys in South Jamaica, Queens, you pray a lot on your knees. And they told her, leave him. He'll never be anything. And she says, I'm not giving up on my boys. And I remember sitting in that cell, just crying, thinking about, I sold her into emotional slavery. And I made a commitment to myself that day. And I said, I'm buying my mother freedom back. And I went on a 4-payment installment plan, I like to say. And the first payment came when I became a captain in that same police department. And then
Wow.
I became a state senator. So she saw me go from breaking the law to enforcing the law. And then I went to the Albany, our state capital, to write the law. And then I made my third installment when I became the first Black borough president, which you call the county executive in Brooklyn, the largest borough in the city of New York with 2.6 million people. And I'm going to be paid in full in 2021 when I become the mayor of the city of New York. And it's for all the mothers who watched their babies go the wrong way in the wrong direction, but never gave up on us. And I remember all of them, those who prayed for me, those who lifted me up, those who never discarded me, and those who never discarded their babies and their children, no matter how difficult America made it happen. And so when I was able to go to my mother, who was diabetic for 15 years, 7 years on insulin, when I was able to go to her and bring her plant-based life and see her in 2 months get off her insulin, it was my way of just saying, you know, thank you. And you don't know what that meant for me. Ball players and entertainers, they buy their mother a house. I gave my mother her life and her body back. I'm happy for that.
Yes.
Mom, doing well.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, if I could vote for you, I would, but I do got friends in New
Hey,
York.
hey, look,
and
we
I'm
from
going to tell
Chicago.
them to vote for you.
We from Chicago. We used to voting twice. We flying into New York, and we going to vote for you.
Yes.
Period. We going to figure it out.
Yes.
Two, and Herb, let's get on. We got to get on the plane. We'll figure it out. We're going to vote for you. Listen,
Yes.
everybody. We have been talking to Eric L. Adams. He is the current Brooklyn Borough President in New York City. Over 2 million people, and he is running for mayor of New York. So get on the phone, get on whatever. I need you to tweet. I need you to hit Facebook. I need you to hit Instagram. Let them know what a dynamic brother this is. We need to support him. And for me, you just became Uncle Eric. So I'm just telling you.
But not your drunk uncle,
No,
Eric.
not the drunk uncle. This is my plant-based uncle. When your staff comes to you and is like, man, Sadeek will not suffice until he has a way to contact you, because I feel a kindredship with you, and you really just became Uncle Eric. And I want to thank you for taking your time out, and I mean that. Thank you for taking your time out.
Thank you
brother.
so much.
Prayerfully,
Thank
this
you.
is not the last time.
No, sir. And
you are
if you're in
welcome.
New York- If you're in New York, let's definitely connect. And Rachel going to give you my direct digits. You know, hit me up. And if I'm ever in Chi-Town, I'm going to reach out as well. And thank you for what you're doing. And let's continue to build this movement across our country of, Black and brown people who we want to recapture our health. You know, it is not wired in our DNA to have chronic diseases. It's wired in our dinner. If we stop sharing the same bad dinner, we're going to stop sharing the same bad diseases.
We're going to leave it right there, everybody.
No way, he my president too.
He my president. This our president. Brooklyn Borough President from New York City, Mr. Eric L. Adams. You were right here. Thank you. Thank you. You were right here. You heard him in the Collective Conversation. He was on the green side of things with Sadeek.
And Cassiopeia.
And we're going to see you. We're going to take a small break, and we'll be right back. Peace.
Thank you. Be well.
Sandy, welcome to the Book of Dawn, and thanks for agreeing to come and sit with us. We do this thing on Wednesday called Who's That Girl, because it matters to me that the city and the people all over the world that tune in know who's that girl in Chicago. And you truly exemplify that girl.
Friend of mine, we went to Dunbar together, Jermaine Anderson, shout out. He was the general manager of the Godfrey. He was looking for a food and beverage director, and I had given him a referral, and he's like, yeah, you're next. And I'm like, Jermaine, stop it. I'm not moving. I'm happy where I am. When you talk about getting outside of your comfort zone, I was so comfortable where I was. I was scared, I was anxious, but I called a couple of people that I usually rely on, industry biz, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm just going to trust the process. And I went over to the Godfrey, just sitting and looking at the property that is now I.O. Godfrey. Before it was I.O. Godfrey, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a game changer in the city.
Absolutely it was. I'm assuming that Jermaine is a brother.
Yes, he is. Yes.
is that the Godfrey and that hotel system, it seems like they're a little bit ahead of themselves in equality and hiring.
Yeah.
Because to run a property in that neighborhood with that kind of atmosphere, I just don't know that some of the other brands, I don't want to call them out because I can't say it factually, would take those risks with people of color.
Right.
The excellence and creativity and leadership that you were born to do in hospitality platform is really the core of who you are. That being said, I would like to go to what you do for the community, because you are a fierce advocate for teachers and schools and education and the growth of it. And because of that, you started your own foundation. Let's talk about Shy Gives Back a little bit. Can you tell us how that happened and about your incredible partners?
So Shy Gives Back, that's my baby. Myself, Corey, Marshall, and John Bodie are the 3 co-founders of Shy Gives Back. It's a social impact organization that focuses a lot on people suffering from homelessness. We focus on teachers and education, teachers as well as kids on the educational sector. Shy Gives Back was born 2 years ago, and it started from a toy drive where we were 3 people that just wanted to have a fun toy drive. John Bodie knew Corey Marshall. They went to school together. Corey was moving back from D.C. to Chicago and wanted to start this toy drive in Chicago, and John came to me and he's like, hey, I have a friend that wants to do a toy drive. Would Godfrey be interested? And I was like, yeah, Godfrey would be interested as well as I would be interested. I have friends that love to give back, and let's do it. So we did it. It was an incredible, successful event.
It really was.
We had entertainment, and if you know myself and John, like, we are into events, so it's more about the experience. We want people to come and we want people to have a good time. What are they leaving with? It's not, oh, I just went to this event, but I went to this event that's an incredible organization.
The Book of Dawn, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media.
WIFTBPM.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. Please. Please don't leave me now. Please don't leave me now. Please. From glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane to Golgotha, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave.
Yeah, welcome back. The Collective Conversation, the green side of things, with Sadeek and Cassiopeia. Yeah. Say it again. We're going to let Cassie catch her breath.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. Welcome back. Right, I know, right? We was in there. Jared say, give him a second. We're in here like enjoying ourselves. Welcome back.
Y'all didn't see he was in the back on drums.
Listen, to all of you all that are out there, happy holidays. What you are celebrating, the spirit of it, family, love, life. We're celebrating life in here. We just finished talking with the current Brooklyn Borough President from New York City, Brother Eric L. Adams. And when I tell you the brother was dynamic, if you out there and heard it, you got to watch this broadcast again.
Rewind
brother,
it.
You got to.
You took the words out of my mouth.
I took the words out. Speaking of out of your mouth, what are you putting in your mouth?
It's a Pop-Tart.
That's not plant-based. That's not vegan.
It's not January.
Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
And what?
If
Uh-huh.
so vegan.
Uh-oh.
would have, this is now 5th show. If they would have my food here.
If you out there, if somebody out there is watching this show and you representing Soul Vegan, because they're sending a care pack to President Adams.
So they can send stuff all the way to New York.
He's the borough president. That's
okay.
what I was told.
So I need to go.
Y'all got a problem with Cassie now.
I need to go take Lori Lightfoot's position.
Y'all go,
so I can get.
Well, could you? Oh,
you know.
See, we just got into some hot water.
This is the city of big
Jared,
shoulders, honey.
Jared, let's back it up. You want a Soul Vegan care pack too? You want a sample packet? You want one?
I would love
before the
Soul
January
Vegan.
jump off, you would love some Soul Vegan?
Man, look, what's next Wednesday? Y'all here what?
Yeah, we here Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You don't show up Tuesday?
Tuesday, they gotta
if
feed
you're
us, man.
if you're out there, right, exactly. We need somebody. Nobody from Soul Vegan is typing nothing in the. We'll find them.
I need to get them because listen,
We'll find them.
I just came off of a turnaround trip to Memphis. Literally,
They
We
ate
drove
air.
there
They ate air
and came back the same day.
and trail
Right.
mix
Right, we had trail mix and water.
and air.
I'm starving.
So she's eating pop. Herb, I think.
Right,
these are
because
your
this is.
Pop-Tarts.
I mean, y'all know I do fitness challenges. I have a different lifestyle.
She's straight. Those are Herb.
But
Two,
after that
hit
trip-
Herb. I think these are his Pop Tarts. Hey, Two wants some Soul Vegan too. That's another. We need another
Herb is
sample
my
pack,
friend.
especially when his Pop Tarts.
Thank you, Herb.
I think those
I was
are
gonna
his.
pass out. I gotta stay awake on the show.
It looks so dry.
I know, right? It's like she needs some almond milk.
You need some milk?
No, well, almond
okay.
milk. You okay?
I'm okay. But I do want to make sure that we shout out these amazing people that have been sending us stars today.
Who sent the stars?
Man,
Talk to us.
John Cooper Jr. He sent us 1,000 stars.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And then we got stars also from Brian Burgess, I believe, and Mega Nayel.
Okay.
Did I say that right?
I don't. Maganiel.
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 It's another one of those.
Ah, where's the
if
soup?
your throat don't hurt, Maganiel.
No, Maganiel is cool. Maganiel. That's my man.
But is it Maganiel?
No, it's Maganiel. He'll call.
You
and
sending
he'll
me
tell us.
off?
No, I'm not sending you off. I wouldn't do to you what you would do to me.
Are you trying to say that, you know what, you ain't got it right? Let me just give you the regular American version?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Okay, we all good. Listen, but we want to thank you for the stars. But let's say this: the personalities on this station, on this platform, do a incredible job each day, each week, and so we need you to go ahead and give. And the brother Mays Jackson has made it plain that he wants to do something nice for the personnel. I know we new to the game, so we probably don't qualify, but we want to shout out all of the personalities. Dawn.
Oh, absolutely. Herb,
Maze,
too.
Yeah, Herb,
Ruthie,
too.
Todd.
You got Eugene and my man Terrence. They on the bigs, on the soil.
Yeah.
Salim. You got Tennille, minding my own black business. You got the kickoff kickback. Like it's a phenomenal job. You got Chris the Critic. You got Go Ladies. So you've got a myriad of programming authenticity brought to you for us and by us on What's in It for the Black people.
Come on. Now, back to the January jump off. Milton says, no meat after the one, but for now, I'm about to go grab 6 pieces.
Okay.
And a
okay.
beer.
That's fair. Milton, you doing the put it you doing the January jump off with us? Because we won't be starting until after the holiday. So it won't be on the 1st. Because we know we ain't gonna be able to get in touch with y'all anyway.
Does it start on the 2nd or are we getting a week?
No, we get a week.
Okay.
Get a
That
week.
makes sense. Yeah, you got it. Kind of.
We're not jumping. We got to ease into it.
So that means
Right.
next Thursday we can get our Soul Vegan on.
Oh,
on,
next
man.
Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Next Tuesday.
But
We
I'm
stop.
here
We just.
Thursday.
But it's a sample. You gonna be here with us too? You're not gonna be here till Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Okay, let's work on that. We're gonna work on some Tuesday too. How about that? I don't think they have a problem with
Just save it for me.
that. Okay, we'll do that. We want everybody to try Soul Vegan.
I can't promise that.
Some of the greens, the mac and
I
Where's
might
cheese,
Soul
know that.
Vegan located
the
at?
barbecue. They are in all of the Whole Foods and other local stores in the Chicagoland area. So if you go to the new store that opened up on 71st and Jeffrey, what's the name of that? Local Market.
I stay around the corner.
They're in local market. They're right there as soon as you walk in. If you walk in the door. If you turn to the left, you will see Soul Vegan right there on the shelf.
On the shelf?
On the shelf.
Yeah, so it's like Soul
Yeah.
Vegan is like having your own amazing soul food vegan restaurant in your home.
That you can go pick up and take home with you.
Yes.
Literally, the mac and cheese is on the shelf. They
Yeah,
got wraps.
it's fat.
They got greens, lasagna. It's off the chain, like for real. So you guys got to check them out. So if it's Whole Foods in Hyde Park, if you're in Inglewood, right there on 63rd and Halsted, they're in that Whole Foods. They're on Canal Street. If you're in the South Loop, like it just goes on and on and on. If you're out in the suburbs, in Sunrise, if you out by Evergreen Park, they're in Southtown and in the Whole Foods now that's on Western.
When the Black Mall store opens back up, they'll be in there. We had them before in our store.
Oh, that's right. That's right. In the Black Mall. And if you catch me rolling around the city, I keep contraband in my trunk because I deal it on the black market.
Lies. Because I've asked for it all this time. You could have been like, oh, I just got something in the trunk,
You
cuz.
weren't supposed to, Cassie, you weren't supposed to say that. It's black market. It's black market.
Well, where's
Black
my
market's
black
so vegan.
market hookup?
I got you.
Lies.
I got you. Check it out,
Eating this
y'all.
Pop-Tart on Tuesday. Don't say nothing to me about no
Listen.
January jump off if I can't get nothing.
We're gonna talk a little bit about some green business. We're gonna take this break. We're gonna come back. You're in the collective conversation on the green side of things with Sadeek and Cassiopeia. For these final 45 minutes, we need you to like, share, and comment inside of this broadcast. Come on back and join us on the other side of the break.
Maze Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like May said. Remy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, that not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
About National Join a Positive Black Organization Day, because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
WIIFTV PM.
Yeah. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to the green side of things.
Yes.
The Collective Conversation. And we have sitting in with us my brother Toussaint, known as Two.
Yes.
The other half of I Said What I Said.
Hey, and to be out here wilding so much, he in the comments, he might be the reason why our internet got shut down.
Like it literally went down as soon as Two was in the comment section.
As soon as you start telling the truth, they start shutting your mics
right.
off.
The man was like, "Oh hell no!"
As soon as you start telling the truth,
Right. The man ain't got to do it. He got the algorithms doing it.
Right. That's
why
true.
we got to keep living in that radical honesty, though.
Right, but you know what though? That's literally what happened. We got a sister over here talking about being a queen. We talking about a plant-based diet with a brother on the East Coast who already runs a borough, is trying to run, and then Two joined the conversation. The algorithm said
too much.
We can't do
too much. But let me go back to a comment that you made earlier, though, when we were talking about the whole blood pressure and the erectile dysfunction and everything. And then, people, now men want to get all plant-based because they want to be out here 85 and still humping. Like, listen, and I'm like, what's the woman supposed to do? You say...
I said she's supposed to adjust and smile. That's what the fuck she's supposed to do.
Patriarchy lives longer.
We talk around this shit all the time, but this really is the purpose of life. It is what it is, right? Everybody out here chasing money. If you're a man, you chasing money to get some box. That's what you chasing it for, right? Women getting butt shots to get some penis. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We can play if we want to. You know what I mean? All that other shit is circumstantial.
But at least at 85, though, we got to make sure that...
At 85, she still wants a pipe.
I ain't saying that she don't. But the egotistical 85-year-old that's like on like...
But why does that have to be ego? Why isn't that just I'm a healthy 85-year-old?
Sadiq always got to get all extra. You starting to act like you really are the age of your gray hair.
Oh, hey, tell them, ladies love gray hair though.
They really do.
Flourish right
they
now.
Really do.
It's coming in, but
gotta
I think
make it all serious.
Hey, listen. Type in the comments if you like gray hair. What?
I'm just saying.
I need to see it. I need to see it right now. Look, wait, whoa. Alvin just said he going vegan.
That's what.
Get ready,
because now
sugar daddy.
Alvin is like.
Alvin, hey, are you going with us in January? Are you starting with us? Just type it in the.
Let us know if you are. Let us know.
And like he can say something.
Right. He was definitely waiting.
Like
Sadeek, it's a stop sign, not a stop light. It's okay. Listen, so 85. Just don't come at me like we still 20.
That's the beauty of it, though. You should come at you like
I want you to mature. I want you to mature with this 85-year-old.
I want to be a Toys R Us kid forever.
Don't be but see, y'all gotta know at 20, we're willing, right? We want to do everything for y'all. That type of thing ain't fun.
Let me ask you this though:
You sure that's not 40?
The very aggressive penis is not fun. It's very selfish, actually.
Oh wow.
We talking. We have different conversations.
I don't think we're.
You talk about the actual interaction.
Yes.
Right. We talk about how to engage the box. Right.
Yes. Now, if we can really groove with the 85, that's cool. Just don't.
Time out.
Just make sure the ego not involved.
I think where we started with this is simply to have the ability at 85.
That's cool. That's fine.
And then to be able to act on the ability. Can we get there?
Insurance to it.
Can we not be shriveled and in a wheelchair at 85?
But at 85 as a man, you should be calm. You know what I mean? You should be reserved in your actions. You should be able to,
we can do this together.
Drive a little bit better than you could at 20.
Just don't come with me with no jackrabbit at 85.
Absolutely. And then, part of this is part of the vegan diet, just in general. I know y'all had Zaraki on here maybe a week ago.
Something
like that. So Zaraki is like my man for real. You know what I mean? And he has this concept about how veganism changes your attitude and your behavior.
Yeah.
When you start thinking about our community specifically, like I think we sexually repressed anyway, if I'm being honest, right? And,
absolutely.
And then you can kind of see it like, I don't want to say dudes because I don't pay attention to guys in that manner, but you could definitely see it in the women. You know what I mean? And it reverberates as anger. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, but that's a socialization too.
Right.
You know what
And
I mean? So it's not just the food, but it's also part of the socialization.
Yeah.
So even in the don't come at me like we 20, part of the freedom of being 20 is kind of what we need to, in my mind, is to stabilize our mindsets. It's
That's
like,
a male perspective, and
Maybe.
it's not necessarily a bad one, right? There's a freedom in being 20. It's a different life for the female at 20, as we know life as it is. Now, if we're going progressive, and of course everybody is free, and we're able to kind of talk more, I think there was we would just take stuff at 20 as women.
Well, I'm gonna say this though. I think y'all different at 40. I think
That's
y'all
what I
find
was-
that.
that's what
I think
I
y'all
said
find
now.
that freedom
Absolutely.
at 40.
Right.
Y'all find the freedom we had at 20 at 40.
Absolutely.
Right.
But by
So
40,
now
we like,
at-
man, chill with that goofy shit, bro.
Right. But look, and then at 85 though, yeah, y'all right. Start tapping out. Y'all start tapping out.
Show
We
them back
ready.
to the party.
Now we ready.
But let's bring it back to plant-based. That's where you can tap back in.
Listen though, real quick, Matoya say, "Who's that aggressive penis?" It was me, girl. We got to get you on here. So I need my girl. I need my girl.
Latoya,
to
what's
back me up.
happening? What's happening?
That's hilarious.
So yeah, like straight up though. But the conversation, man, the President Adams, like he was real. Like that was talking to like I don't know what I was expecting, but man, he was totally different.
He definitely was like the Black Panther.
No, because what
for mayor.
What was different to me is, and I've heard black political speak in Illinois and in Chicago because I'm born and raised in Chicago like all my life, and I'm not going to say never because I haven't been on all political conversations, I haven't been in all rooms, but to the conversations I have heard, having a brother who is Todd's age, right? Talk about ancestors. Talk about healing. Talk about I haven't heard an African American politician in Chicago.
I was
talk
tuned
like that.
in. So one of the things he said when I was listening was 2021 is the age of maturation. You know what I mean, and I like that, but I also think there's something else there too. And I just listened to him speak. You know, he said some stuff. It reverberated with me, and it's some stuff I say all the time. Like, you know, I'm letting the universe guide. Right? I'm letting the universe lead. But I think what we've heard in Chicago and what we've heard for the duration of our lifespan, really probably the duration of Black history in America, is respectability politics. And that just doesn't suit us, right? Because we're in the bottom caste. So to be respectable at the bottom is some silly shit to me.
Wow. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, and I personally think that's the go along to get along.
That's exactly
what it is.
But what are you going along to get along while you're at the bottom? There's no getting along for me. Fuck that. Give me heaven or I'm gonna raise hell. It just is what it is.
And I think we've been socialized to accept the bottom as if it's our only it's our holding place, right? It's our own personal purgatory, if you will.
It's a math equation too, though, right? And that's one of the things I try to bring to the I Said What I Said show is that we really don't really fully grasp the numbers. We talk about it from a anecdotal kind of space. Like, we all know we poor because we here.
Right.
But a real concept of it, of really getting into the data, it changes the perspective, right? So even, you know, we always holler, man, we get 1.8 trillion or whatever the fuck it is a year. And we say that, and arbitrarily, that's a humongous number. Right. But when you quantify that we are 12% of the population, and then you quantify that Asians are 3% of the population, and they spending like 1.6, you got to say, well, shit, that ain't shit.
Right. Because now it's not apples to apples.
It's not apples to apples.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, you know, it's just getting into the data, even to the point of the politics, the politician. You think the average alderman, which is probably at the lowest tier of the political sphere, right? Or close to the lowest tier, let's say that. They get $120,000 for a half-a-day job. That's the average salary, right? Well, to be in the top 1% of Black earners is $120,000. These motherfuckers did it with a half-a-day job.
Right.
So technically, you made it.
You've made it to the top of our mountain.
To the top of the bottom of the other mountain.
It's the bottom of the other mountain.
Right.
The top of our mountain. So that respectability plays in. Like, shit, I'm finna fuck up this half a day 120. You crazy? I'm the biggest fish in this pond.
Over speaking out, over being
over helping the rest of y'all poor ass.
Right. I made it to the top, and y'all gonna pull me back down.
I'm not gonna do that.
Well, I mean, that's the importance of the mindset, right? And us being able to open up and give all these different perspectives of like what is, so that we don't have any limit, barrier, bottom, high of what should be for our lives. But most importantly, like I think what he stated is when you start to walk in your destiny and on your purpose,
And I'm with it.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
you're opening up the floodgates for everything.
I mean, and that's a different like you don't hear that everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like winning the mayor's race might not be the goal, but me
Right.
being present in the journey is really taking me to where I'm supposed to go.
Absolutely.
So I accept this reality. You know, it's just not about winning, right? It's about this life's journey, and that's a
Your
that's a
analogy
powerful
that you made the other day about the water, because I didn't hear that part, and Herb was explaining it to me about the fish
Okay.
just being in we just in the water, right?
Right.
We don't know nothing different. We
Right.
socialize to know this part of it. So when I think about that in context, I'm fully with the construct of let the universe lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also got to be understanding that we still in the water,
right.
right? And the universe might not be leading the rest of the tides. You understand? So you still got to prepare and protect yourself against whatever the tides are.
Well, that's still I
Well,
think
let's
that's
do
where you
this.
gotta
Let's do this because I want to be fair to the booth.
Y'all be ordering his breaks?
I want to be fair to the booth because then that creates some room on the backside for us. Let's stick a pin in it. What's water? And I'll tell the analogy for people who haven't heard it, and then we'll come back and we'll continue the conversation. You're in the collective conversation, but you're on the green side of things. See you after the break.
Hey family, this is Dawn Millhouse from the Book of Dawn. Christmas and holiday time means giving to me. Make certain that you give of yourself to somebody else. This is Dawn. Happy holidays from the Book of Dawn.
This is retired State Senator Ricky Hendon. This is my new song, Be My Christmas. It's on my House Party CD, produced by house music icon King Farley. It's available on my website, HollywoodHendon.com. And this is our new song, We Getting Lit. The album also has songs like Rona Money. Get the House Party CD in time for Christmas and New Year's Eve.
This is the king of house music, Farley Jack Master Funk, and I endorse Hollywood Ricky Hendon. Let's go to work.
WIFTBPM.
Welcome back to the Collective Conversation. You are on the green side of things. And you got Sadeek.
Cassiopeia.
And my main man.
Two.
Sitting in as we wrap up and we go into these last 25 minutes for this holiday version. Because, you know, I didn't forgot it's Christmas Eve.
Man, I'm looking at this vision real quick. I'm sorry. But, you know, May's dark skin. I think he got a color complex. This damn light on me is making me look translucent. I hate this shit. Kept my head looking like a Brillo pad. I'm looking see-through. God damn.
You need some more yellow light.
Turn the light down.
You gotta tell him, like, I need my filter. So Herb on one side, I need
true, brother.
I to have the yellow filter so that.
Hey, I hadn't thought about it until he said something, but that's better. That's much better. That's much better.
Mm-hmm. I be color conscious too, but I be trying to look black.
Hey.
we gotta accept us. Oh wait, we can't see two on this camera.
No, but that's not the camera.
He had it on a different camera.
Right? That's the YouTube camera.
Is that the YouTube camera?
Is that how that works? I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works. Hey, YouTube, we sorry. There we go.
But then you ain't on that.
No, she on there. She's right in front of the Panther.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. Come on in here.
Bam.
We're not scared.
Now
we all together.
both of it.
So now you can see it. It's Sadeek, Cassiopeia, and 2.
Yes.
We got everybody in here. So let me tell the what's water.
Oh, okay.
And then we can go over that.
Yes.
So the idea from behind what's water is, so there's a fish. He sees a hook, doesn't know what it is, obviously, and bites the hook, and the fisherman pulls him out of the water. It's very traumatic. It's it's all of that. But he wiggles, gets off the hook. The fisherman, his line goes the opposite way. Fish lands on the shore, and he begins to, again, go into more trauma because he can't breathe. Mm-hmm. And he flip-flops, and he flip-flops, and he flip-flops, and finally he flip-flops back into the water. He heads straight down immediately, to find his people, find his school, find his home, and he runs into his guys. It's 30, 40 of them there, and he starts into telling the story. He's like, check this out. If you see a shiny thing, right, because, doesn't know the word hook. If you see a shiny thing, do not go for it. It's not food, right? And if you get hooked on it, right, it grabs you in your gills or in your mouth, right, it's going to pull you straight out of the water. And they all look at him and they say, what's water? And so the idea is, in terms of this Euro-colonial existence, all of the things that we take as normal society for us that have been so abusive since we came into this existence, right? Democracy, voting, the way we eat, blah, blah, blah. It's all water. So when we discuss freedom, we're discussing it from a context of we just in the water. And it's so that helps me to kind of understand where we are when we discuss things. So I just wanted to tell that again because we've been talking about it.
The
we've been
paradigm
talking about
creates the social standards.
Right. No doubt.
We do relationship Fridays all the time. Like that's one of Herb's things, and I ain't really into the relationship conversation. I really don't give a shit. But in the context of how it dictates our social norms, I do. It intrigues me, right? And we don't look at it like that. We think we shaping our own relationship narratives, and that's just not true. All of our partners,
the narrative is shaping us.
The social narrative, the political narrative, the economic narrative,
is shaping us.
All that shapes our value systems in our homes, and we don't see it as such. And then we wonder why we ain't married or why we can't have long-lasting relationships. When you start looking at the social norms and what the expectations that creates, and us being at the bottom cast, we can't meet the need of the social narrative. It just is almost impossible.
Well, one of the first things I'm always about is they always talk about like power of the tongue and speech. Get rid of stuff. Get rid of acknowledging or accepting being called a bottom cast. I don't care what they say. I don't care necessarily what's happening in our environment right now. I ain't in nobody's bottom cast.
So I'm gonna provide pushback when you finish that statement.
So again, there all throughout history there are people who have been subjugated, right? It ain't always been Africans by Europeans.
But it's that now.
Let me talk about right now. What I'm talking about. So what I'm stating, I think we look at this time frame that we're currently living in or experiences as something very unique and different to the world, to the history of time, right? For people. I don't quite see it that way.
Me either.
So, I bring up these other times in the past so that it can offer us as tools to help us be able to get through. Colonization by Europeans is actually a very, very short blink on the timeline of history, period. Right? So people have been subjugated at other times. It does not mean that they were, in essence, completely a lower caste. Just like you'll have people now say, don't say that my ancestors were slaves, they were enslaved. That's not who they were in totality. That's not their entire being as being a slave. They were enslaved, but that's not everything. And there could be still great purpose and great walks in whatever aspect of life that you're in, but you got to have some real faith for that. Now, that doesn't mean to pray and just let go and everything will be okay. There's still an aspect of, in my destiny, on my purpose that is put before me, I have to do some work too. And be able to get to the divine creator through me, no matter what our environmental surroundings are. Now, I don't know if I'm talking over heads or whatever, right, at this particular moment, but our destinies are what they are. And there's going to be some things that we'll be able to do to move and change certain political constructs, systems of oppression, environment, social constructs. We can do things to help be able to change that and put in a new trajectory. But it doesn't necessarily mean your life has to be horrible because you might have been born during slavery or born during Jim Crow or born during right now.
So
we all got divine destiny, period.
It's so much in what you said.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not, not like one answer.
Right.
Right.
It is.
But I'm gonna try to answer a few of them. Right. One, you're special. And I mean that sincerely. Everybody sitting at this fucking context of past and before. That's abnormal than a motherfucker.
Right.
Herb is my brother. I love him. Herb is a millennial and he's younger than us. If you ask Herb who's the best rapper, that shit stops to add context.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just said the other day, he's like, the Lox is the best rap group to ever exist. What planet are you from? Now, I love that little boy. You know what I'm saying? But it's how the mind works.
Yeah.
Right? This shit didn't start till I showed up. That's how we're selfish like that.
Yeah.
Right? So context is very important, which most of us lack. Right? And I'm talking about Herb, but Herb is also special because you can go, it's levels to beat where he's at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in regards to, I'm not negating the possibility of being in the bottom class or what you can do from being in the bottom class, but I think that we've operated, this time is special too in this sense. We're inundated with media and messaging continuously. Like we never disconnect, right? And when we never disconnect, that shapes our philosophies and thought processes.
Absolutely.
Right? So when you think about when we were children, or we can go back to the beginning of motherfucking time, right? When you ain't got nothing but the trees, the plants, and the birds, you pay that shit you pay way more attention than you do when you got this fucking phone in your face.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the connectivity, just because you're aware of the elements, is different. We're disconnected from God, and we are connected to media.
I agree.
Right? Which makes this moment in time dangerous.
But guess what? All 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and however many people are part of this nation of our special asses are in media. I'm not here to change. I've shed my savior complex, right? Because I think that leads us a lot, and we get very disappointed when we don't see the majority of our people start turning, right, or becoming quote unquote special. I'm here to do what I'm here to do. Period. My destiny. Whoever, if I touch one person, I say.
So I agree.
Amen.
I agree 100% with that. And I don't think so when we talk about the bottom caste, I think there's a difference between not speaking life or not speaking the best and simply recognizing what is, because I think you have to
I
recognize
agree
what
with that, too.
is
Yeah,
in order to
for
bring
sure.
about. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, we're in the bottom cast, it's gonna be horrible. We're in this epic of time and it sucks, but that's not what I'm saying.
But that's a component of that connectivity too, though. So when you say just recognizing and acknowledging,
Right. And that
I
in
don't
itself,
think we
right.
know.
Right.
And
That's
I think
what I'm
because
talking
we're
about.
so connected to this, our whole mindset is based on what you said.
Mhm.
It's all based on
It's all
aspiration.
mindset. Yeah.
The possibility of, while disregarding the reality within which you are in.
Exactly.
It's all shaped by
Right.
the possibilities of and disregarding the reality of which you are in.
And I say that basically because you can recognize the possibility of, you can recognize that it can be different, and you can recognize the past and the future, the whole Sankofa piece, right? But if you need milk and bread, and I walk in the house without milk and bread, there's a reality to that, and you're not smiling saying, well, there's a possibility we could get milk and bread tomorrow.
So going backwards, right? So in the whole aspect of walking in your destiny and your purpose, self-work has to come first.
Absolutely.
So a part of that self-work could be changing your diet. A part of your self-work could be, addressing what is then the reality.
Right.
Part of the self-work could be, learning more about history,
Right.
culture,
And that's what I'm speaking to.
family.
Right.
So my apologies for not speaking to that portion of it first. The destiny piece, walking in it, you got to do self-work first.
No doubt.
And you don't have to have money, power. You can be in a jail cell with both arms locked up and be able to do self-work.
Well, quite frankly, that's where a lot of self-work
actually ends up happening.
Happening because
That's
you
where
ain't got
all
nothing
of
else
it
to do.
happens.
Yeah.
But see, again, think how abnormal that is, right? The vast majority of Americans, and this is just not Black Americans, but I will say the impact is double on Black Americans because we are at the bottom of the social structure, though we are impacted mentally by the social structure.
Absolutely.
Right? So I think we all, I don't want to say we all, but the vast majority of people in America, the very culture of America, right, is to seek outside solutions to inside troubles. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't feel whole. I need Jordans with the air bubble.
Yeah.
I don't feel whole. I need this Maybach.
I
don't feel
I'ma
whole.
take some
I
lean.
need extra, I'm gonna take some lean. I'm gonna get an ass shot. Right? Never focusing on you don't feel whole because you're not even in tune
Right.
with who the fuck you
With
are.
self, right? Right.
You don't have no clue of who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what are some of the resolutions that you have, or what would you like to see? I often had this conversation with my mother too, because she takes this same kind of position that I think I hear, from you. So what would be some of the solutions that, you think could be implemented for us?
So I always operated in this space of duality, right? In regards to like man law versus spiritual law. Man law, we got to get reparations. It ain't no other answer. There is no other answer, right? And the only thing reparations does is create a level of security per se, a Band-Aid per se, for us to fix what the fuck is going on with us spiritually. But until we get the Band-Aid to slow the bleeding, we can't fix the wound. It just is what it is.
See, and I see it not totally different. So on a level, I agree with you. I think there's got to be a force field, right? That's the whole piece about making it to Goose, right? Goose is this place where you can't get touched, right? It allows you to
Home. Ain't it?
right, exactly, right.
Finding your inner Sid Harper.
Right. So, but I also believe that there's a portion of that we have to do ourselves, right? In terms of really getting back to some elemental things that we allow because of this connectivity, because of the story that's told. We put all our chips in a government basket, right? The message is go vote, call your alderman, call this, call that person. And certainly that has its place, but there's a lot more work that we could do on our own, right? That we're passing off to other vehicles and other places that could give us some space and be a part of that force field in addition to reparations. And I think that we are constantly on the external as opposed, to the internal. And so for me, that boils down to food as well. Like they have said, we suffer more from heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes. And heart attack, strokes, and diabetes are 100% controllable.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a shallow understanding of governance, though. Even in regards to how you deal with food, it's governed by your brain, right? You have to make a mind. You had to create a.
Oh, I agree,
mindset first
100%.
to say,
Absolutely.
Fuck this! I ain't putting this in my body.
Self-governance.
Self-governance.
Right.
Right. But when we start thinking at the totality of the,
You got to have
that's
exposure
the same
before you
thing
can even
as
change
the
it.
United States government.
Well, that's what I mean by
so
exterior,
your brain
right?
is governing all of the things trying to attack your body.
Right.
And you got to make a decision on how to fight back. But it starts here with the governance and the control of your mind.
Right.
So when we just say go to the ballots and go vote, that's a very low and minimum understanding of governance.
Right.
Right. So we're not really participants. We're being leveraged and used in regards to governance.
I mean, that's why you can leverage and use us.
We should be leveraging and using it all. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's all of our responsibility, and it's not a responsibility to go cast a vote. It's a responsibility to be a participant. That shit dictates how the resources flow. You want the fucking resources? This is war on paper, and that's kind of the problem. We don't recognize that we're at war. Period. We don't recognize that we're at war with the goddamn grocery store. We don't we are
That's true.
unconscious.
That's true.
We are very unconscious. All of this shit is war. Period.
So how does the awareness get out there?
You become a fucking warrior.
Okay.
And whatever capacity you got to do that in, but everybody has to be bred to be a warrior. Every fucking body.
Or
But there are different types of wars.
there's
Right,
different
right.
positions of the nation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got warriors, you got thinkers, you got spiritual leaders, you got the farmers,
But
you
the
got
idea
the teachers.
is still the same.
Yeah, because even if the thinker
We
is the
are
thinker,
at
he's got to
war.
think war.
The
And
idea
strategy.
remains the same.
It's wartime
Right,
for sure.
right.
And we have to acknowledging wartime definitely, makes a difference. But still, I'm a big advocate for people being in their position.
I'm with that.
I don't need the thinker who don't know nothing what to do with that
But
spear
why do you
or
think
gun
but why
to
you
be
think
on
we
the
can't get in
battlefield.
that position though?
I don't think that.
So I do.
I don't. I don't look at time the
Can I
same
change
way
the question
anymore.
then? Now,
What's the
why
question?
do you
Come
think
on.
we can't get in that position? Why haven't we gotten into that?
I don't think that.
Okay.
I think that people, because to say that would dismiss you, me, him, Mays, the brother Eric, who are doing what they need to do. I think we have a problem with patience, and I think that I think it's a part of the whole, the neighbor next door, the man across the street with the green grass. We start to look and see they're moving fast, and they've done this again. European colonialism is a blip in time and cannot measure the amount of time that Africans, who are all people, were in power of this world. This is a very short time, and I don't let that get in front of me. So as I watch the people who have been working with, at least since my consciousness has really come to fruition, do this work of our people, it's only been about 10 years for me. And when you talk about even colonialism, that took thousands of years before they even reapproached Africa to start colonizing. And then it took them another couple of hundred years before they can actually make a move. We have only been here. This has only been our existence for probably about, 500-600 years.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
But I'd look at it very differently. And I mean it in this concept. This is just the nature of the experience for all life on this planet. All life on this planet is at war with something. All life.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So whether it be colonialism or tribalism, we talk about Africa like it's one group of motherfuckers.
It's not.
It ain't.
Absolutely
No,
not.
most of
Not
them
at
people
all.
don't
Not
fuck
at
with
all.
each other.
Absolutely
You know what I'm
not.
saying? And over through the duration of time, most of them people didn't fuck with each other. And it happens at every lunchroom
And
in
I
the city of Chicago.
and
right?
I even think that idea is
Because
simplified.
culture has way farther.
And I got to say this from experience. I think the African, because if you African American, they talk about Africans don't want anything to do with us and we don't want anything to do with them. I think that is so oversimplified. And it could just be my travels to the continent, right? Because I've other than someone being ignorant, I've never had the experience of sitting down and an African saying, I don't want to deal with you because you're not from here. Now, I'm not saying that has not happened, and I'm not saying that has not been and experience. I'm just saying that the conversation is more nuanced than the generalizations that are drawn.
It is
between.
a nuanced conversation.
Yeah,
but I got a different perspective on that.
It's a very
too.
nuanced conversation.
And I think that's why I was asked Cassie the question I asked her. Right. I was listening to Ruthie and them talk a little bit earlier, and he was like, one of the problems is we don't have leadership. And the question I always have in my mind is, how do you have any kind of leadership when you don't have a consensus idea?
Right. I agree with that.
Right. So there's, and part of this experience
Where
as
we going?
a Black American is that we are a unique tribe. Right?
But we're not a tribe. I think that's where we get screwed up at, because there are leaders in your nation amongst the Hebrew Israelites. There's leaders amongst the Nation of Islam. There's leaders among smaller factions. You got Ifa communities. You have.
But that's kind of what I mean.
But the thing is, though, we're not all one thing. That's like trying to say, we're gonna unite all the tribes of Africa.
But it's not.
So, yes, it is, because that's exactly what we are. When we were made up literally of a mix of tribes that were warring with each other.
Disagree, which makes
I don't.
us
But
unique
see, I
in
don't
that
think
capacity.
I don't think we were made up from tribes that were warring with each other.
Some of them were. There were
But
times.
but that's
there
different.
was some
Well,
actual slave ships.
That's
where
not
that
my
happened.
point. But you didn't say when you said here's and I get real nuanced, right? I get real particular. Because your statement was we were made up from tribes warring with each other. But then we had to backtrack, and then you said some of them were. I'd rather start the conversation at some of them were, because some of them weren't. And so I'm just saying we make generalizations.
That's very clear, and I'm not making a generalization.
But I think that's.
But we're not. We even even being African Americans,
because we weren't all at war with each other.
I'm not stating that, and that is not what I stated.
That's what you said. We all come from tribes that were at war with each other.
I said I started more general, that we coming from different tribes.
Right.
And even more so, even off of the continent, we also have European blood mixed inside of us and indigenous blood mixed inside of us. We are not a monolithic thing.
I don't think so. I don't
Here's
think
why I got all the pushback in the world, though.
And the other, so my thing is, though, I love to watch the progress of different communities and peoples, because I think we place too much on race and not enough on culture. We got a bunch of different cultures between just in Chicago here. Right? West Side culture, South Side culture. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not the same. It's not the same through and through. And that's okay. But if get your group together, I get this group together, we meet where we meet, and where we don't, we can be okay with that. Because sometimes when you try to force all these groups to have the same exact thought, this is where I think we end up going backwards. Instead of seeing, hey, we come together where we can, and we can peacefully bow out where we don't. And sometimes it's not even the aspect that we don't have the same goal in mind. It's just the method may be different, and maybe all those methods are necessary.
Hey, watch this, y'all. They kicking us out, and they making room for.
Well, this is
I
my
said
show.
what
We
I
can
said.
finish.
That's right. That's right. Yes, I said what I said. But we
right.
do have to take a break. But let me say this: the conversation. And I hope you all do continue it a bit, because I'm a fan. I said what I said, fan.
I'm a fan too.
I turn it on as soon as I get on the other side. But as for the collective conversation, the green side of things, I'm so happy that two came in here, because Cassie was about to pass out because she was hungry, and I see this whole invigorated side now. She was like, "I'm dying, and here's the thing."
Well, now
we had to bring up a cultural conversation, and she in here like Malcolm X. You didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you. We were all at war. So anyway, for the collective conversation, for the plant-based African, Sadeek,
and Cassiopeia,
and the Black Mall, and I said what I said is coming up right behind this. We love you, appreciate you, enjoy whatever it is you celebrating, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace.
Yeah.
back over.